is JC Basinger. I'm the lead pastor of Hope Community Church. We are a church plant in Queen Creek, Arizona. And each Wednesday, we release our Sunday preview video where we try to highlight a portion of our service and maybe also explain what we have upcoming. And this week, I want to talk about our new sermon series, Living the Upside Down Life, Kingdom Living in a Time of Chaos. We're going to be looking at the Sermon on the Mount found in the Gospel of Matthew. We'll be in Matthew chapter 5 through chapter 7 over the next 13 weeks, and we're going to talk about what it means to be a part of the people of God, what it means to be a part of the kingdom that Jesus is announcing. And this Sunday, we're going to lay the backdrop, the setting, and what is going on in the time of Israel, and why is the announcement of the kingdom so dramatic, but also so upside down, so subversive. So we're going to tackle a few of those topics on Sunday, and as we go through each week, we're going to learn what does it mean to be a child of God living under the reign of a king, and what does it mean to live out the values of the kingdom that Jesus proclaims. So I hope you'll join us on Sunday in person at 4:30 or online via YouTube or Facebook Live. Also want to talk about a portion of our service, and we do follow a liturgy, a pattern of worship, and at the end of every service, the pastor pronounces a benediction over God's people. Benediction simply means a good word, and this is a proclamation of blessing from God, because it's from His word, to God's people, promising that God will be with you as the church is gathered for worship, and then they are about to be scattered to go about and carry on their particular vocations, to go about and carry on their witness to a watching world. That's why one of our core values is to be missionally present, and that means that we, as the people of God, are on a mission to carry out the kingdom values where God has placed us, which means that we serve the Lord with our deeds, but also with our words. And in order to do that, we need to testify and to witness to who Jesus Christ is and what Jesus Christ has done. That's why this series is, I think, a very important series for us to go through as a church, and I'm excited to talk about what it means to have this kingdom that has invaded our time and our space. I also want to talk about our New City Catechism. Last week we talked about what is our only hope in life and in death, and this week we're going to be looking at what is God. And the answer is God is the creator and sustainer of everyone and everything. He is eternal, infinite, and unchangeable in His power and perfection, goodness and glory, wisdom, justice, and truth. Nothing happens except through Him and by His will. Now, some people may think that theology is stodgy and it's boring, and probably the most stinging critique is that it's irrelevant, that it doesn't matter. Well, I want to give you a counterpoint that it does matter significantly how we go about understanding who God is. It has daily effects on our lives. One theologian says it this way: our wisdom, insofar as it ought to be deemed true and solid wisdom, consists entirely of two parts: the knowledge of God and ourselves. In other words, in order to live wisely, to apply godly principles to life, to new situations that we face, we need to not only know who we are, but we also need to know who God is. We need to be aware of His character. In order to do that, we have to study theology. We have to study the person of God. He has revealed Himself in Scripture, and theology helps us give us the categories and the hooks to place truths on so that we have a better grasp of what Scripture is teaching us. It gives us the guardrails so that when we read Scripture, we don't get out in the weeds somewhere, that we can truly read it and understand it as it communicates who God is. So theology is very important, and I encourage you to grow in your understanding of who God is because it has practical and daily effects for your life. It helps you to live wisely, to grow in wisdom, to have that true and solid wisdom. One thing in particular that struck me as I read this catechism question is that God is unchangeable. And that's an encouragement. I hope it's an encouragement to you. It is for me because no matter how badly I messed up last week by sinning, how badly I sinned this week, how badly I'm going to sin the next week, God's unchangeable love for me, which was set upon me before the foundation of the world began, we read that in Ephesians 1:4, will not change. I hope that is an encouraging truth for you. It certainly is for me. And I look forward to seeing you on Sunday. I hope you have a great rest of the day and great rest of the week. Please like this video. If you want to share it on your social media account, I'd be grateful. And I look forward to worshiping with you on Sunday. Thanks and have a great day.